There is a famous saying in economics that there is no such thing as a free lunch. Now, the way that my brain works when I hear something like that, I see it as a challenge. I have to now think of things that are free lunch so I can prove that saying wrong. But as I have gotten older, I've realized more and more that nothing is ever a completely isolated benefit. If there is something good, there is usually some sort of payoff, cost, or a sacrifice to it. Nothing ever seems to be a completely free lunch. And when you think you have found something, the more you think about it, the more you find a cost somewhere. But even though that's the case, deep down we can't help but look for that free lunch. It's part of being human. We like the idea of having all the upsides without any of the downside. It's just how we have wired. But the problem is, people know this, and this can use it against you, and it's everywhere you look in the trading world. They find what causes you pain and offer trading as the thing you will fix it. It's probably even something your favorite YouTube channels and social media accounts do. Before we continue, remember to check out a free Telegram channel in which every day we share useful materials, news, analysis, market strategies, and even more material in psychology. Save yourself hours and ton of money just by subscribing to one free channel. The three biggest pain points you will see coming up most often are money, time, and freedom. Although over the past year, there is a new one that's dominated the space, which is not being enough of man, and you are told trading is the solution to all of this. Are you desperate for money? Trading will make you rich. Don't have time for the things you want to do? Just trade a couple of hours a day, hate your boss, and what do freedom? Swap your 9 to 5 for trading. Don't feel like enough of a man, you will feel like a man with a vat of cash in your hands. And if you want all these dreams to come true, just step inside my shop. In Rick and Morty, there was a part, this aftershave made women want me, but it also made me impotent. A price for everything. So Mr. Good for everything. If you haven't seen Rick and Morty, then was the devil running the shop. He would give you anything your heart desired for free, but the problem is that items were cursed and you would be paying a bigger price down the line. Like, you want a face cream that makes you beautiful? No problem, but it's also going to make you blind. This is like what happens when you're let into trading by your pain points. It's a false economy. Let's say you're in financial difficulty and you need money now. You're desperate and you are willing to try anything, and OnlyFans isn't an option. Well, you're lucky. A flashy 20-year-old appears in your TikTok feed claiming he went from broke to millionaire in under a year. And guess what? You can do it too. Next thing you know, you're depositing money with a broker and ready to take your first 5 trades. The TikTok guy did it, so how hard can it be? You can swap that story for many other similar ones. It's the same thing all the time. People in financial distress start trading, thinking it's the solution, but it's actually just like the shop. Here's a skill that can make you a lot of money, but it's going to make a financial situation worse. Do you know what happens when you're desperate and try to make money quickly from trading? You start rushing your way straight to live trading before you have developed their skills. You take big risks, you panic about losses and make them worse. You gamble with your entries. You end up more stressed, more desperate, and more depressed. You can ask, why don't you encourage us to use trading to solve our financial problems like other people on YouTube do? Because I don't want to be an enabler. Other people might be happy doing that, but that's on them. I've seen far too many people make the wrong choices with their money and end up suffering from it. So I will give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Otherwise, people just live in this never-ending cycle of financial mistakes, and it never gets better. Listen, I can say with absolute certainty, having achieved it myself, that yes, you can make a hell of a lot of money from trading. But to get that point, you need 2 things: a lot of skill, which takes a lot of time, and effort to develop, and money. Now, it seems unfair when you're broke, but if you haven't got money, you can't make money in the mixed market. So the worst thing you can do is borrow money. You will end up panicking over any losses because you can't afford to lose. And that's no way to trade at your best. And you will end up making mistakes, making the losses worse. Trust me, I've had messages from people who have done exactly this and they end up in a disaster. In one extreme case, the guy was about to get arrested because people had reported him to the police and he was messaging me. And guess what? He wanted more money to trade with instead. The best thing you can do is try to solve your financial problems first. Get a second job, work extra hours, the hours that you are going to spend on your trading. I know it's not what you want to hear. It's easier said than done in some ways. But trust me, the worst thing you can do right now is put money that you can't afford to lose a risk in something that high risk. So once you're on a track, then start trading without that financial burden. And you can still learn in the meantime. But the truth is, most people learning to trade right now would never come back if they did that. You see, you can break motivation down into two broad categories: extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation includes things like being motivated by money and material possessions, whereas intrinsic motivation comes from something inside you like curiosity, passion, or fulfillment. Most people learning to trade are in the extrinsic category, but here's the thing: becoming good at trading takes a lot of time, and there will be many dark moments along the way. Learning to trade is more difficult and more frustrating than most other skills. It's inevitable that you will hit some tough times when you're trying to become a trader. And if you're motivated by money or interesting things, you'll probably give up. Why? Because there are millions of other ways to make money, and most of them are easier to succeed at than trading. So you will get shiny object syndrome and jump on the next thing. That's why many people move on from trading to dropshipping, to NFTs, to flipping things online, Gary Vee style, because it was never about the trading for them. It was about making a quick and easy buck. Instead, if you're fascinated by the markets and you love the challenge of trading, you will stick it out because trading is an all-totalic experience for you. It's not means to an end. So it's the end itself. You're less likely to give up if you have intrinsic motivation because the alternative don't give you what trading does. Because it's not about the money or the outcome of you, it's about trading. So being driven to learn so trade because of all of the pain points is just a false economy. Over the short term, they're going to get worse, and that's going to make it less likely that you will ever reach the long-term benefits anyway. If you're trading because you're desperate for money, you'll make your finances worse. If you're trading because you have no free time or freedom, you'll have even less of that while you're learning. In fact, I would say that even over the long term, trading rarely provides you with more time and freedom anyway. I mean, over years ago, I started making a lot of money from my trading for the first time. It was a lot of money to me, more than I would ever had before. I did all the silly things after that. I lived in a penthouse, paid 6 figures for a brand new car, went on a luxury holidays. Sounds great, right? But you know what? I didn't have time or freedom. Why? Because I didn't want to be anywhere other than at my desk. I know on social media, traders can work from anywhere, but in reality, if you want to focus and trade at your best to make sure that you continue to be profitable, it's best not to be trading on your laptop next to a pool. So I had the money to do anything, but I didn't want to because the markets had me hooked and time was money. I didn't want to miss a market opening or closing, so I wanted to be there for everything. I hardly even slept, and I'm not a unique case here. Every successful trader I know is similar. And I'm not talking about funded traders on YouTube channels or flashy guys on social media. I'm talking about real successful traders who have reached tens and hundreds of millions in earnings. They all or have been workaholics. They have enough to retire for 100 lifetimes, but they don't. They stay with the markets because they love it. Like, you may have heard of Andy Krieger, one of the most legendary traders of all time. He says earlier in his career he was working 18 to 20 hours a day, 6 days a week, and this was even after he had set the record for being the highest earning trader on Wall Street. This is what you see in the top traders: passion and obsession, not extrinsic motivation. So listen, trading can give you an amazing life. It's one of the best jobs in the world for many reasons, and it's given me things in life I couldn't have dreamed of. But you will only get there if you do things the right way. If you're in the rush to solve some sort of pain points, whether that's financial issues, a lack of time, or feeling trapped and having no freedom, you should work on solving those issues first. Trading is not the solution. In fact, your development as a trader will benefit from having those issues cleared up. And there is a saying I love that's really true, which is that trading is the first way to become poor and a slow way to become rich. So don't fall for these people that are using your pain points to try and tempt you into trading. That's just marketing 101, and they're very good at it. What they have saying to you isn't designed to help you, it's designed to help them at your expense. They're just pushing the buttons that they know how will work. Instead, find a better way to solve your problems, and if you still feel passionate about trading, continue with it. But do it knowing that it's not the solution. It's something that you want to be doing. The irony of trading is that it will provide you with all the things you want, but only when you stop needing it. To have more valuable insights about the market and psychology, remember to check out our free Telegram channel where we share all what we wish to have at our time. Listen, with all of that being said, I'm sorry that this video might be a bit disheartening for you to hear. I'm sure many people will be dismissive of what I'm saying. People will feel pissed off, and I'm sure they will let me know in the comment section. But I hope that you can see the value in this advice and you can use it to put yourself in a better position. That's what I hope for this video. I had a lot of time to reflect on many different things. There are things that I realized about how I think about trading and what my motivations are, and I was in two minds about whether to discuss in this video. But it was a bit long and these things were a bit personal. I've not really spoken about them publicly before, but if you're interested and you want to continue this discussion, leave me a comment to let me know, and maybe we can discuss it in one of the next videos. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye.